Apex Legends has had its fair share of metas in terms of weapons. The Wingman day one was either run it or die to it. The 301, the Havoc, the Spitfire, yada yada yada, each of them have come and gone being the #1 pick. Most of them are still good in the meta, but there's one gun above all that's making absolute waves in the meta right now. So hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about one of the best guns in the current meta and that a lot more people need to be running, and that of course is the Car SMG. Now I'm going to be going over everything you need to know about the car in this video to take it into battle and absolutely dominate with it. I'm talking damage numbers, random tidbits of info, recoil control, and even a few tips on how to use it. But if you like this type of video and you want even more gun guides, you need to check out the GameLeap website right now. Over there we have highly educational content made from top tier players that are targeted towards highly specific areas of Apex. So no matter what you're struggling with, you'll have everything you need over there to work on it and get through it. So click the link in the description, treat yourself to a membership, or I'll lick every spoon in your house while making heavy eye contact. But now let's jump back in and talk about why the car is the best SMG right now. Well, to start, the car SMG, or Combat Advanced Round Submachine Gun, was introduced in Season 11 and can utilize both heavy and light rounds, making it the only gun that can use 2 different ammo types. That alone makes it insanely overpowered because of the versatility and flexibility you have when running the gun. It also doesn't matter what type of extended mag you use, as it works with both ammo types no matter what. A light extended mag will boost the amount of heavy ammo you can have in a clip and vice versa. And I know that I can't be the only person who finds a purple mag of the opposite ammo type that I'm running all the time. When I have a 301 I find a heavy mag, and when I have a flatline I find a light mag. It's very annoying, but with the car this isn't an issue anymore and easily solves those problems. Now next I'm going to be throwing a lot of numbers at you, so I hope you're ready. The car has a rate of fire of 930 rounds per minute. To put that into perspective, the alternator has 600 RPM, the Prowler has 630, and the R99 has 1080. The car does 20 base damage to the head, 13 to the body, and 10 to the legs, and its body DPS is 201.5, meaning it does about 202 damage per second if you're rounding up. Its magazine size is 20 base, 22 white, 24 blue, and 27 purple/gold. That's a decent magazine size when you look at how many bullets it takes to kill someone, which we will be taking a look at in just a second. Something I also want to mention is the ADS speed penalty. It is 15%, so fairly normal, though with this gun and most SMGs you are close enough to hip fire, so a lot of the time the ADS speed isn't a huge issue. Now for the fun part, this is where we take a look at the amount of shots it takes to kill someone. And in the interest of saving time and not sounding like a broken record, having to repeat myself over and over, I'm gonna use the same order for each level of armor. So it'll be 150 HP or someone with white armor, then it'll be 175 or someone with blue armor, 200 for purple or gold, and 225 for red. So up first, the non-fortified legends, and with a white helmet it takes 8 shots to kill someone with 150 HP, 10 for 175, 11 for 200, and 12 for 225. So you do understand the order of the numbers, right? Okay, perfect. So then blue helmet is 9, 11, 12, 14. Purple or gold is 10, 11, 13, 15. Then for body shots, it's 12, 14, 16, 18. And finally, leg shots is 15, 18, 20, 23. Now for the fortified legends, we have white helmet taking 10, 11, 13, 15. Blue helmet taking 11, 13, 15, 17. Purple or gold taking 11, 13, 15, 17. And then body shots are 14, 16, 19, 21. And leg shots being 17, 20, 23, 25. Now remember, this gun has a base magazine size of 20, so you are basically able to one clip most of the time without even having an extended mag. And with purple mag having 27 shots, you end up having a lot of forgiveness in missing some of your shots and still being able to one clip. And most people do find the car SMG a bit wonky in terms of its recoil, so let's fix that by jumping into game and showing you how to control it and giving you some exercises to help you out more. Now, when you're first trying to see how recoil affects a certain gun and you try to figure out the recoil pattern of a gun, a good way to do it is to look up a recoil pattern online. You just Google it. But another way to do it is to come into the firing range, pick up the gun in question, go to your video settings, scroll all the way down here at impact marks. I have them disabled. But if you turn them on to high, then guns will leave spots in the wall. So you can see that it shows you the recoil pattern of the gun in question, just shooting it. I'm not touching it at all, and you can see that I'm starting to see the recoil pattern, how it's very minimal left to right. It's just basically vertical until you get to the end of the magazine, and then it starts to go to the right, then to the left, then back to the right, and then it goes vertical again. So as you start to understand that, and if you back up more, you can see it kind of drawn out a little bit more, so you can start to really understand how high it goes. So it's really, really vertical, and then at the top, it's very, very condensed into this area, just left and right. So with that information, we can start to apply that to our recoil control. So now that we've seen the recoil pattern drawn out on the wall, how do you start to control it? Well, it's very simple. All you have to do is just reverse engineer it. So it pulls up and to the left. So in order to counteract that, you just have to pull down to the right. So if the bullet pattern is going like this, you just pull back down like this, and it will make it so that it counteracts that and basically cancels it out. Once it gets near the top, you saw how it kind of stays in that general area. That is basically just a zigzag pattern that it does. You basically start by pulling down to the left, then down to the right, then straight across to the left, then down to the right, then straight across to the left, and down to the right. And it happens very quickly, but because it's all in that very tight area, as long as you can kind of get it down a little bit, as soon as you start to feel it, you can get away with it. And this gun does have a very weird recoil pattern, so it is very interesting to some people, and it is kind of hard to get down when you first do it. This gun will get away from you from time to time. It's not going to be perfect every single spray. It takes a very, very, very dedicated player a lot of time in the firing range in order to get this spray perfectly. But as we saw with the damage numbers, you don't actually have to hit every single bullet in order to kill somebody with a good one clip. As you start learning, it does get easier and easier, and I do recommend taking some time in the range. But all I'm doing right now is basically just pulling down. You can kill somebody in enough shots that you don't actually have to do the end where it zigzags. That's only if you have to actually start missing shots and you have to keep doing it. But, you know, for the most part, you can kill somebody before the zigzag pattern even starts. And if you do end up having to get to the zigzag pattern, they're probably pretty low to where you can just kind of fumble your way into hitting them, and that's perfectly fine. But if you spend a lot of time in the range and you just can't seem to get the recoil pattern down, you just can't seem to control the bullets, my biggest advice to you if you want to use the car is just don't ADS. This gun has a very tight hip fire spread and is very easily one clippable when you don't ADS. So if you don't want to deal with the spray pattern and learning the recoil, just don't worry about it, because this gun will be perfectly fine if you don't want to and you're just hip firing. So if you want to get away with not having to deal with that, you can. The hipfire is perfectly acceptable. But now, when it comes to doing exercises on getting better with the car, there are a few that I do recommend. One of them being what we were just doing, and basically standing in this platform and just one clipping the dummy as reliably as you can. But a lot of people do enjoy flicking with the car, and I understand that on controller it can be a little bit harder for some people, but flicking is still possible. So there are a few different exercises that you can do on the car when trying to get better at flicking, and this goes for most of the other guns as well. Basically, just practice different target acquisition on the blue targets. So, you know, just practice flicking to them, practice, you know, different aims, getting to them as quickly as you possibly can. Have the one that you want to go to in mind, and if you miss one, don't worry about it. Just keep going. It's going to happen that you're going to miss one. It's going to happen that you're not going to be able to hit every single one reliably, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop and get angry at yourself. It's going to happen in the game. Roll with it, move on, and then, you know, come back over here, do a one clip on the dummy, and then go back to flicking onto different targets, see which ones you can hit reliably. And then another one that you can do is just practice getting full sprays of damage out on the targets. And just try to keep it as close as you can to the center, but always just practice trying to get full sprays onto the targets without really missing anything. And full spray is 351 damage. So basically just keep looking around, keep doing this, and eventually you will find a rhythm and different things that work for you, and you'll start becoming a lot better with the car. But there you guys have it. The car is a fantastic gun and one that a lot more people should be running. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a newer style for the YouTube channel, so if you want to see more like this in the future, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming, and I will see you in the next one.